What have you seen from Georgia on tape so far? What are you guys going to have to key in on?
Just starting off with better tackling. They got a lot of great athletes on both sides of the ball over there. So I mean, first things first is just do a better job tackling. From this past game we won, but we didn't do a good job. We had a lot of missed tackles, a lot of explosion plays given up. So I mean, if we have any chance of winning this week, is we got to do a better job of tackling and a better job of limiting the explosion plays.
How much film have you already watched on Georgia and kind of what stands out about them?
I mean, just their front O line. They're some big guys, pretty good athletes. Can move in their skill position. They just have talent everywhere. So I mean, we just have to play together as one if we have a chance of winning.
You guys have given up 2 opening drive touchdowns in your first 2 games so far. What do you guys need to do to come out better on that opening drive?
We got to start faster. I feel like sometimes we get the feeling our way and we're not starting off as fast. So I mean, we just got to start out fast and more locked in and focused.
Greg Drake had the interception return for a touchdown. His first game he's played. How'd you kind of feel like he did? How much has he kind of been going to the older guys just on the defense, kind of asking for advice?
That was a good play. That was a good play by him to get his first touchdown. I feel like that's a confidence booster for him. So I mean, he could, just to get his feet wet and to make a play, that's to get some confidence under him, so that way he can make more plays along the season.
This isn't the first time that you've played on national television. What's it like when you know that ESPN's there and everyone in the country is going to be watching you guys play?
I mean, it's a good feeling, to be on ESPN. Everybody at the crib can watch you, and just to get a chance to see those who can't get a chance to travel to the game. And I mean, you just got to control your emotions and just understand it's a game of football. No matter if it's in the backyard, if it's on TV, you got to go out there and execute.
You said you have to contain your emotions. That's one of the most emotionally packed stadiums in college football. What do you guys have to do this week to prepare for the loud noise and everything that goes into that?
I mean, just stay locked in on the goal ahead, I mean, don't get distracted by the fans and the big stadiums and the nice gear and all that thing. Just go in knowing what you have to do going into the game, and just stay locked in on what you got to do in order to win.
What kind of sticks out about Jake Fromm, their quarterback?
He's a pretty good quarterback, young guy who made a lot of plays last year. Really just a good quarterback, with his reads. So I mean, we have to get after him, getting pressure, give him different looks, just throw different things at him to get him off his game.
Is that what do you think Coach Schaefer's going to kind of preach to you guys? Hey, we have to bring pressure. Linebackers kind of have to kind of close them down. What do you think? What else do you think Coach Schaefer's going to try to emphasize this week? Just so that even against you mentioned their front.
I mean, Coach Schaefer gonna do a good job with the game planning this week, to get us a win. And I mean, whatever he comes up with, or whatever he draws up, it's our job to just go out and execute it.
How'd you feel the defense overall did against UT Martin? They got a ton of yards, especially late. I mean, a lot of young guys were in there. Coach said when he first, from his point of view, on Saturday night, he said he didn't like the sense of urgency, but when you look back, he said, I think it was just kind of the defense was on the field a ton. How you kind of felt you guys did overall, especially giving up a ton of yards?
I mean, overall, we did some good things, but the major thing that stuck out was the missed tackling. We must improve on that going forward, starting this week and just going forward into conference play. They did a good job, though. UT Martin, they did a good job breaking tackle, making a lot of our guys miss. And, I mean, we got to give credit to that. But it just starts with the little things with tackling, so we must tackle better.
Brent, Georgia comes in giving up 8.5 points a game. What are you guys going to have to do?
Play perfect. I think anytime it's really not an exaggeration. If you want to compete and play with hang with the team like that, you got to play perfect. You got to have a great plan going in. You got to have the ball bounce your way a little bit. Got to have some guys make plays, and hopefully you have a chance in the fourth to put one in the end zone and have a chance to win. So we'll have to have a great week of practice and play a perfect game.
Coach said he hasn't been really happy with how the running game has kind of been the first 2 games. How do you think what's going to take to get them going, and the offensive line to kind of help you out as well to kind of get that running game established?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's been terrible. I mean, we ran it good early at Vanderbilt and then kind of went away from it for a little bit and then got it going again at the end. And then, UT Martin did a nice job. So, I mean, we're a balanced offense. Whatever we have to do to move the football and put it in the end zone is what we'll do. So this week, obviously, they're gonna be big, they're gonna be fast, and we're going to have to find ways to move the ball. So whether that's through the air or on the ground, I think hopefully we'll be able to do that.
The atmosphere there is almost unlike any other in college football, especially for the young guys. What are you older guys kind of telling them leading up to the game to kind of keep their emotions in check?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't touched on it too much yet, but I think it's kind of understood that what we're about to go do. I mean, they played in the national championship last year. It's one of the most storied stadiums. The fan base is energetic. They're all in all the time, and so I think just as a leader, as an older guy, just kind of what I've learned going to some bigger places is, it's just kind of tunnel vision. You try to block out everything else going on. I mean, a lot of times it's so loud that you're not really thinking about anything but the game. So we'll just tell them to be locked in. Just tell them, soak it all in. They want to enjoy it. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but at the same time, just be focused on what we have to do.
What's one thing that kind of sticks out about their defense compared to, of course, Vanderbilt to open the season last week against UT Martin, but what's the one thing that kind of sticks out about Georgia's defense?
Yeah, everything. I think obviously it starts with the coaching. Coach Kirby Smart's done a great job everywhere he's been, and he gets them in the right spot. And then, they got the best of the best over there. They're big and fast, and they really bring it. So, there's not one thing in particular. I think they're a complete defense, and that's why they're one of the best, defenses and teams in the country. So.
I know, like your dad said earlier, you guys are focused on Georgia this week, but then you have the bye week following that. Do you think the bye week falls in a better spot this year than it did last year when you had to wait so long to get to the bye week?
Yeah, that's what me and Darius were just talking about. I mean, if I can remember correctly, it's always been pretty late, like after like the seventh game or so. And I mean, this one is pretty early, but I think just with the two SEC games that we've played and, we're going to open up in the conference versus the defending Conference USA champion. So I think it does fall at a good time. And we got some guys banged up, in the secondary and some guys at running back. So I think it does fall at a good time. Hopefully we can get healthy.
You guys traveled to Alabama, was it 2015?
Yes, yes, sir.
Where does Georgia kind of rank in terms of that team in Alabama kind of just on overall compared to this team?
I don't think you'll really know until they kind of, write their story this year. But I mean, Alabama they ended up winning the national championship the year we played them, and I know from offensively speaking, they had a ton of guys on defense that got drafted, especially defensive line, a corner, some linebackers. So I know they have really, really good players. We'll see what they do moving forward and everything, and kind of the legacy that they write. But I mean, I think Alabama was number 2 in the country and Georgia's number 3, so that kind of speaks for itself.